Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon. Today we are going to be taking a look at how to get everything back into the box for Domain of Mirza Noctis. This is Hexplore Volume 4. And there is an insert included, so for the most part everything is just in its proper spot, but I did add one thing to my storage solution for more of a quality of life thing, and you'll see that here in just a second. So let's go ahead and get the box lid off here. Ooh. All right. So this is really the only thing that I chose to add. This is a Plano box 3400 series, pretty standard. You can get these at Walmart or any fishing supply store, things like that, Amazon. Plano 3400 series. It is sitting over here, and you can see that it just barely fits under the cover, but there are lots of places you can stick it. There's actually a decent amount of room here inside the box. I want to preempt this entire storage solution with letting you know that there was a piece of foam inside the box when it was received. I have stuck that on the bottom. That's keeping everything up towards the top of the box, so there's less room for things to like bounce around, especially because there's a few decks of cards here that are just loose, like the Familiars deck. We don't want those bouncing around if possible. So what I have here in my Plano box is all of the single little tiles. These hex tiles are going to go onto the board after you've like cleared an area, so to kind of cover up that, oh, there's a boss layer here or something like that. These are your locked crypt tokens, so when you reveal a crypt, it's going to be locked at first. These are your desolate city tokens, so when a collector's basically have ravaged a city, you would put that over the city. And these are for specific bosses that may be added to the board. I have my miniatures in here just to protect them. There's only 3 in the game because you move as a group. This one here being like a menace or boss miniature. And then I have my cubes just in one, being that they're black and white. They're very easy to differentiate and pull out of here when I need them. So all of the small stuff for the game is located in this Plano box here. All right. And again, this can sit here like this. I had these over here and this like this to make sure it covered up the familiar cards. But again, there's lots of, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to get this all back into the box. Playbooks are on top here. Another way you could store all of this is by simply putting these over here on this side, putting your Plano box over here, and then your manuals over here like so. So again, there is a lot of options in how you can get all this back into the box. All right. So there's 2 trays like this. You can see them here when I do this. They're both out like this. I have taken all of my kind of thick cardstock cards. These are going to be your race cards, your greater aspect and aspect cards, and your keepsake cards, and stuck them in here. There's 2 thicknesses of these trays. This is the thinner tray, this is the thicker tray. So these fit nicely in the thinner tray, along with the markers that if you lay them out like this and on their side, they don't raise up at all. And then these are like the things that you add to Mirza Noctis once you, depending on how long the game has lasted and how powerful he's grown, you're going to be adding these onto his board, and then your critical wound tracker. So these are just kind of loose in that tray, but it pulls out easily and sets off to the side. Then I have all of my dice in the provided dice bag here, spread them all out so they can lay nice and flat. Same thing with my runes in the rune bag here. And then my familiars, the familiars stack is a little bit thicker because this is dry erase, more like cardboard, chipboard stock. They fit though in right in here nicely in the thicker tray. pretty straightforward. I've got my day and night coin there sitting under the runes, and there we go. All right. This next part I feel like is important to help everything sit level in the box. This punched out of the Mirza Noctis board. This is basically just a reference board for keepsakes and greater aspects. You really only need this if your hero dies in the game. But I've placed it here specifically because this mini Euro size deck box is actually thicker than these 4 deck boxes. So if you were to not have something here to kind of even out the level out the playing field, then whatever tray you would put here would rock, would sit unevenly, and that's going to mess up your whole thing. So utilize this because it's a good size and it's about just the right perfect thickness to set on top of your tuck boxes, so it levels out and you can store your dungeon tuck box here. All right. What is underneath the tuck boxes here is pretty straightforward. It's just the day and night boards. They only really fit in there one way, so it's going to be like half of them are facing up, half of them are facing down. But other than that, that's it. Again, underneath this tray here is that piece of foam that was included in the box as part of packaging. I did not throw that away. I'm utilizing it now. Over here, you basically have all of your placards. That's the term they use. This is all your dry erase boards. They're all exactly the same size, so there's just a whole big stack of them here. Again, you put them over here because on this side, the tuck boxes don't quite lay completely flat according to the insert. So if you placed them over here, you could see, you know, I guess it would work, but I feel like they're better suited over here. All right, so all your placards. And then here is where all your map tiles are going to go. So when you are storing this away for the first time, you need to keep out the A, B, C, and D, these like larger starter tiles here. They need to be put in last. You'll notice that there are these raised portions in here. These are to help support those tiles. I don't know why they did that. They could have just opened this up and recommended you put these in first. Maybe there's a reasoning behind that, but there's really no set way to get things in here. I have done it where all of the standard map hexes are all on one side and all the dungeon ones are on the other. This time I split them up and did half and half, so then I had room to create 4 small here. Either way, you want to make sure that you don't put them any higher than the level of these supports here. The reason you're seeing open holes a lot of places is because technically this insert is designed to hold all of these, you know, individual pieces like so, like that. So you could, you know, keep these in a baggie, put all of these cardboard pieces into these locations, and then just find somewhere protective to put your miniature if you don't want to put a Plano box. That's, I guess, how they originally thought that this would work. But to me, pulling these out, and I don't even honestly want to pull them out right now. I may wait until the next time I actually get the whole game out. That's really obnoxious, in my opinion, when you're pulling the game out and you're having to, pull out all these little hex tiles. I know that there's a spot on the day and night board for you to put all those and stack them up, but that just seems like excessive setup to me. That's not necessary. If you can just set this Plano box off to the side, it makes setup easier, breakdown easier, whole 9 yards. So that is my suggestion, is to keep the singles in the Plano box, but there is room for them in here. And again, there's not a set way to put everything in here. It's kind of modular in that way that you could throw things in here any way you choose. Just try and keep them flat. That way when you put all of these, which really only go in one way, this way, nope. See, they really only fit in here one way. There we go. And there you go. They lay nice and flat. They're not going to get bent up. Putting the placards, the big stack of placards on top of them, will help keep them from moving around and from getting bent up. And yeah, you know, again, you could throw both of these on this side. There we go. Or you could throw one on this side. That's going to fit right there like that. And that means these are going to fit like that. And that's it. That's going to do it for our reboxing video of Domain of Mirza Noctis. Coming up next, I'm going to put out a video of the common rules. These are rules that are in the rule book or are explained somewhere, but that I just did not pick up on, that were not clear to me. I had to go search for the answer. So it's not necessarily going to be a how to play video, but a tips and tricks video of overlooked rules, or you know, rules that it seems like a lot of people are getting wrong because there's a lot of chatter on like BGG and things like that. So ones that I certainly got wrong or had to have explained to me in further detail. So keep an eye out for that. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more content on Domain of Mirza Noctis, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.